Human stupidity knows no bounds, but so does human ingenuity. History is riddled with examples of amazing power of the human brain and its capabilities. And so, when certain people created mysteries, other people dedicated their lives in solving them. Hence our topic of the day about unsolved mysteries that plagued humankind for years and in some cases millennia. And then some glorious human decided to change that and finally solve it. Which mystery bothered you growing up? Well, we will let you know ours at the very end. It starts with number 1 is the Martian, a relatively recent puzzle that perplexed us and fed our imaginations on the potential of a long-gone Martian civilization. When NASA ran a mission to Mars in 1976, Viking 1 snapped an incredible photo while it was over the Cydonia region. On the surface of Mars was a face closely resembling that of a human, while the general population started fantasizing and creating all sorts of conspiracy theories. NASA scientists were quick to point out that the structure was nothing more than a rock formation, and it just happened to look like a face because of angles and lighting. Still, over 2 decades have passed until NASA managed to provide much higher quality pictures dispelling any notion of an actual face on the surface of Mars and proving that all it was an optical illusion and nothing more. Number 2 is Cain's jawbone. Not every mystery in life has to come from outside the planet, deep from our own history, or Mother Nature. Sometimes you'll come across the most intricate puzzles created by humans themselves just for the simple purpose of entertainment. This is one of those cases. Edward Powles Mathers, who was a crossword creator for The Observer all the way back in the 30s, created this magnificent piece of murder mystery novella and published it in 1934, promising a prize of £25. Which might not seem like much, but converted into today's money, it's about £1,500 or $1,780. 2 people managed to solve it back in the 30s before it was forgotten about, and then reappeared in 2019 and was solved by a museum curator and then most recently by a BBC comedy writer. If you want to see how good of a detective you are, just check out the link that we've posted below. Well, while you're waiting for your copy of the murder mystery, why not click on that subscribe button, drop us a comment, and state that you subscribed, and I'll personally reply to your comment. Number 3 is the Nazca. We're absolutely sure you have heard of the mysterious Nazca lines. If you haven't, look them up. They're gorgeous. And what will we do for you now? We'll give you solutions to 2 mysteries on the same topic, namely why the lines exist and what happened to the civilization that made them. The huge birds depicted with the lines are not native to the particular area and tend to be found elsewhere, but still could be seen by Nazca people. Nazca apparently believed the birds would carry weather with them, and because they heavily depended on rain, they dedicated those drawings to the birds that they believed would bring it, which leads us to their disappearance. They deforested the area of the Huarango tree, which was their lifeline, and when El Nino hit around 500 AD, the deforestation led them to getting mauled by catastrophic flooding. 2 for the price of 1. Bam! Number 4, Keller's conjecture. Now, we hope you're a math buff, or at least an enthusiast for this one. Are you ready? Here's the statement. Tiling an n-dimensional space with an n-dimensional hypercube of equal size leads to a layout in which at least 2 hypercubes have an entire n-1 dimensional side in common. Still with us? Brain not fried yet? Good. So the problem's been around for almost 100 years, and only recently was this problem solved. The human ingenuity part came in here in the form of a computer that assisted the team at Carnegie Mellon University, and they solved the problem at the 6th dimension, as it was a little too hard to do with pen and paper. The dimensions on to 6 were actually solved all the way back in 1940 by a mathematician called Perron. So whether you think the team at Carnegie Mellon is worth the same amount of praise is your choice, but at least problem solved. Will you try solving Keller's conjecture by yourself? If not, and you want to let your brain cool down, hey, just check out our other videos on the channel. Leave us a like and comment with what you'd like to see in our future videos. Even a suggestion for other solved mysteries that you think would have been a better fit for our list. Number 5, oh yes, the Bermuda Triangle. This one I remember from early childhood, still in school, and for some reason back then I thought it might have a much bigger impact on my life than it actually does. The Bermuda Triangle is supposedly between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Most of us have heard of those supposed mysterious disappearances of ships, planes, and people. The conspiracy theorists call it the Devil's Triangle, and naturally creates a ton of theories that go why things keep disappearing there. Aliens, check. Interdimensional portal, check. Methane gas from under the sea, triple check. Chulu? We haven't even researched that far into the mind of conspiracy theories, but we're sure it'll be mentioned somewhere. Reality? All of them were accidents that could have been prevented. They all had human errors that come into the equation, and all disproved in 1975. Not even sure why it's still a topic. Number 6, the sailing stones. No, not the rolling stones, the sailing stones. You know, the ones in the Nevada desert? So how did these stones move around with no outside help? Was it A, aliens put radio control capability on them? B, some prankster came over in the middle of the night and pushed them around, then cleared their tracks? C, storm winds? D, none of the above. The answer is, bing, D, none of the above. While it took us nearly 100 years to solve this mystery, we actually finally did it. The explanation, while simple, the conditions are not. For you see, the stones need a lot of things to happen in a rather quick succession. They need heavy rain to make the surface of the desert to mud, then the night has to be cold so it forms ice, and then after that a warm day, and then a slight wind, and bam! Stones move. Though we think, considering the answer, it makes more sense to call them skating stones. Number 7. The Tunguska incident. While one of the biggest, if not the biggest, impacts of an asteroid in recorded history, it hasn't left a big enough impact on the Russian scientists at the time. A huge asteroid supposedly crashed into Earth in 1908 and took down 2,000 square kilometers of trees. Supposedly 3 lived, even though it was literally in the middle of nowhere, was heard over 100 kilometers away, and felt all the way in England. When did the Russians manage to send scientists to investigate? 1927. In any case, the crater of an explosion equal to 1,000 nuclear bombs dropped on Hiroshima was never found. So people started creating all sorts of bonkers theories, from aliens to God to underground gases. We're just happy to announce that it never actually hit the Earth, but exploded in mid-air. And as for the crater from the explosion, yeah, that's still contested. Well, we're reaching the end of the video, and what mystery do you think we held for last? We can promise you it's the most interesting of all. Number 8 is the helicopter hieroglyph. If you think ancient Egyptians encountered time travelers in helicopters and aliens in flying saucers, and what looks like that flying car Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi had, well, I really have to be the bearer of bad news. Sadly, that is not the case. We do have to admit, though, that when the pictures of the hieroglyphs came out, we were baffled. Clearly, it was all of the above-mentioned things, and clearly the Egyptians saw something. It was carved into a wall. Unfortunately for all of us, that was not the case, and what really happened was the fact that one pharaoh decided that the previous pharaoh's words were pointless now, and decided to cover it with plaster and then recarve it with his own brilliant ideas. All we can say to that is, Ramesses II, you suck for giving us false hope. Number 9, the Stonehenge Stones. Now, I'm gonna stop you right there. We have no idea how the stones were transported to the place they're standing in now, but at least we know where they came from. Considering the fact that it took smart people over 400 years and an actual stroke of luck to solve the puzzle, we would say it still merits its place. As you know, these 20-ton rocks were transported to their site. However, scientists only found an answer that as recently as 3 years ago. And that was when a man helped restore Stonehenge in 1958. He provided them with a piece of one of the stones he took home. After they ran tests on the rock and compared chemistry to 20 different sites around England, they solved it. They were brought from Marlborough. Now let's hope they get lucky again and we learn how they did it. Number 10, Antikythera mechanism. Oh yeah, this is really the best one. Imagine being so advanced as a civilization that you would create what would be compared to a very simple computer, all the way back in 200 BC. What does it do, you ask? Well, it's a hand-powered orrery, a clockwork model of the solar system, and these geniuses had it when other civilizations weren't even seafaring. Still unclear? It predicted astronomical occurrences decades in advance. It was discovered in 1901 near the island of Antikythera, hence the name, and up until recently we weren't entirely sure what its purpose was, so we really have to think advanced technology and X-ray tomography on this one. If you want to see this beauty live, you can visit Athens National Archaeological Museum. And so we've reached the end of the video once again, and now it's time to hear from you. Which one did you like most and why? Let us know in the comments, and we hope you enjoyed this top 10 and found our choices interesting. Let us know in the comments if you're going to try and solve the murder mystery or even Keller's conjecture for fun. Whatever you choose to do, just remember, enjoy yourself. Life is too short to be bogged down with pointless little things. Get out on an adventure, be an explorer, and who knows, maybe you'll finally solve a great unsolved mystery.